Tri-Town Plaza. How much money are we losing by Tri-Town Plaza being empty? Yes, they pay taxes on the land, but it's nowhere near the amount of taxes they would be paying if that was a store, either commercial or even light industrial space, anything in there that would let them pay more taxes to the town. You don't make money on empty stores. I read in the paper that the current administration is saying, well, we've done a lot for economic development. We've got a Starbucks and we're getting a new Walgreens. Well, I like Starbucks a lot, but I wouldn't call that economic development. That's a little store. And as far as Walgreens, yes, we're getting a bigger Walgreens. What about the empty space that's going to be left for where the old Walgreens is? That's going to move out, and we're going to have another empty store. Do you know how many empty stores there are downtown? There's empty stores on Main Street, Bank Street. We don't have a big downtown. We shouldn't have anything there that's empty, let alone what we have that is empty. And there's nothing new coming into town. Oh, we've got the New Haven Copper Company, too. We've been hearing people are looking at it, but when it comes to the point of people are looking at it and you're not getting any names, you know there's really not very much going on with that. These are all things I would like to change because I would work to get new businesses to come into Seymour. People are always saying to me, we need some more restaurants, we need some shops. I can't agree more. I'd love to see more restaurants come to Seymour. There aren't enough. We need more because people like variety. And believe me, I'm the person to talk to about getting more restaurants because I love to go out and eat. So I would love to get more restaurants here. There are all these things that we can do to make the town more viable. Downtown is not very viable. The only part that's really viable down there is the Antiques District. And it's great, it's fantastic, but it's not enough. We need more. We need more businesses down there. So all of these things need to be dealt with and need to happen. Town council's fees, that's another area where we could cut money. The town council doesn't need to sit at every single selectman's meetings. Yes, there are times when the town council is needed. That's why you have an agenda. You plan what is going to be discussed at the meeting. It's done anyway. And areas where you might need a lawyer's comments or approval, you have the town council come in during that portion of the meeting. You put it at the beginning, you let the town council make their comments, and they can leave. They don't need to sit through the whole meeting. And the FOIs, that's one way we would cut money if I were elected first selectman, because I can guarantee you we wouldn't have any FOI complaints. And if there was a complaint and someone was found in violation, the complaint would be paid. The fine would be paid if there was a fine. The FOI people are very lenient towards towns. I mean, they bend over backwards to make sure that everyone understands the rules. They will come to your town and explain them to you. But of course, the town people the town employees and the elected officials must show up at those training sessions so they can understand what the rules are. To keep on appealing and appealing, and let me tell you about these appeals. The appeals have been made, but there's been stay after stay after stay filed to drag them out. And every time a stay is requested, more legal fees. You want to appeal it? Okay, you appealed it. Let's go to court and get the court decision. Unless, of course, you don't think the court decision is going to be very favorable, so you'd like to put it off till after the election. We've spent over $11,000 in legal research and legal fees for the attorney to travel back and forth to Hartford. Those judgments were made against the town. The people filing the complaints didn't have lawyers, so I don't see how the appeals are going to work. And if you feel it's your right to appeal, fine, but don't make the taxpayers pay for it. As a matter of fact, Paul, that was never even voted on by the Board of Selectmen to appeal those fines, was it?
Not at all, not at all. And you know, this brings out a good point. Mel, you had all those years on the Board of Finance, and I think you've shown through those years that you are a fiscally responsible person. You didn't throw money around, you didn't vote for all kinds of contingency money to be spent, which is being done right now. And you were responsible in that area. Also, getting back to what you were talking about, economic development, what we see now is a half-hearted attempt at an economic development plan for this town. We really need to have a strong plan. We need someone at the top who is going to push for economic development. We need an economic development director. And I know these are things that you do support. And that's the only way we're going to get things done in this town as far as economic development goes. We all know that. Another issue you were talking about, the homes in Seymour. Well, we've talked years and years, and the current administration had talked about an electing a board, a planning and zoning commission. They have yet to come up with that change in the town charter. I know that's something you support, something I support, Frank supports. We need to elect these people so that they are responsible for the decisions they make that affect all the townspeople. I think those are very important issues in this town. And another thing,